What up? What up? What up? What up, Meg?
I'm here.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Liberty Risk Podcast. Have a great evening.
Yeah, right.
I think, are we all drinking because it's snowing?
No, it's not snowing
I'm
here.
just drinking because
in
I'm
North
not
Carolina.
funny otherwise.
It's not snowing in North Carolina?
No.
Oh, so those are just people's white. Those are just people's white sheets got caught in the wind off the line.
We're not going to talk about that. keep it classy, South. It's so bad.
Oh,
There was a lot of snow when I was there yesterday.
Where? In the
are you
probably
sure you're in North Carolina?
western end of
Yeah,
the
North
state where you were
Carolina.
driving
Oh,
through.
yeah. Yeah, Billy, you're like on the coast-ish, right? Like off 95 or so.
Closer to the coast than I am the mountains, so we don't really.
Yeah.
I'm like on that line. It's like 34 degrees here, so I'm getting that freezy, shitty, slushy rain crap. But anyway, everyone, thank you for joining Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
And I'm Hugh.
And I'm Meg.
She always waits so long. Why does it feel like such?
No,
a
I don't. I literally
Oh.
say it right
Can't
afterwards.
take her anywhere,
I know.
honestly.
It's like so.
Well,
it's
do you
like-
I
know-
mean, that's accurate.
We'll edit it. We'll edit it and post.
yeah. I wonder if we
Have
could.
a post.
When you were a grouchy little fucking child, knock it off of me. Cut that out, Meg.
It's snowing a lot here, man. Like when we got into the green room, I think we're at 3/4 of an inch, or Meg's first dates. But it's 29 degrees right now, and it's supposed to snow like all the way through tomorrow.
Meg, what the
The
fuck
snow-
is on your shirt?
It's George Bush riding a shark shooting off guns.
All right, fucking America. Well fucking done. That is great.
I thought you knew what it was.
I couldn't see
That's
it.
pretty. It's pretty fantastic. That's a pretty dope shirt. That's pretty America, I might say.
Your boobs were contorting
Yes.
the view for the shirt, so I couldn't make the picture out.
You know, in the spirit of equality,
What
they should make
boobs?
one. They should make one with Obama, because I know there's a link in one of those
There is
shirts.
one. There is an Obama one. I don't know
Which
what
is?
I don't know what it looks like. I have to look it up. I'm gonna find it though.
So
Okay.
before I interrupted you, what were you saying, Meg?
There's like 8 inches of snow here.
I got 8 inches for you.
Are we all in agreement that as sailors you're contractually obligated to make jokes about your dick length when referring to inches?
Yeah, and it does not have to be true whatsoever. As long as you just get the joke in, it's fine.
Yeah.
I could have been like, oh, 8 inches from the
I
ground.
make jokes about my dick size.
Meg trying to get the joke in is what she tells her dates.
If I have dates, doesn't happen.
I've what the hell? Maybe it's Jarhead or something where they're like out in the field and they're like, how far is such and such? And it's like, 300 yards. And they're like, well, how'd you measure that? 3 football fields. He goes, that's right. Use something reasonable, not 3,000 inches because you cut your dick in half. That Jarhead? No, I'll have to figure it out. But I've done that. I've done that to people before. Like we'll be on deployment and they're like, how much extra should I shave off this lumber? And I was like, I don't know, maybe about like 9 inches. So like, your dick times 18.
Your dick times 18. Yeah, you always got to.
They think about it too. They're like, why did that math work out so well?
It's not fair. It's not cool.
So I'm not finding an Obama T-shirt, and
That's racist.
That is like I feel like he should have one.
I'm sure
You gotta-
Kamala Harris will have one here soon.
You gotta switch your VPN from Mississippi to New Jersey.
That was pretty
Yeah,
bad.
right?
That was pretty bad. But yeah, so
But yes,
the two of you, stop rubbing your tits, Meg. It's not that kind of show. So Billy, you're from Logan Island, where you guys make sauce, and your cousins up north pocketing
gravy.
yacht.
And and
Crazy.
also according to what was it last week? We kicking babies when concerts are going on, and
It's important to kick babies when this guy. You have to establish dominance when babies are involved. As
Turn
soon as,
the
they start
bleeders on.
walking, as soon as they start walking, you push them right over. Let them know who's boss. Tell them you're the Cobra Commander in this household.
I'm telling
Did you
you,
see that video?
that's why you should have kids. Like
Hold on. There's a video of pushing over babies.
Yeah, there's this woman. She's she's racing 2 other kids, and to beat them, she just like straight up shoves them to the ground.
Yeah,
It's
she like fucking hockey hip checks one of them, and then like elbows another one to the temple.
What did you get? I was playing video games with my niece. She was like, I'm gonna beat you at Super Smash Brothers. I'm about to wreck your fucking childhood.
You're about to learn about responsibilities.
So Billy, you've driven in the snow. Meg, you've driven in the snow. This is going to be the first time that I think I've driven in snow like this before. When I lived here prior, I had a bigger truck, so I had to go buy the big Gorilla boxes and fill them with sand. So I had like about 100 pounds of sand in the back of my truck to try to give it a little extra traction.
So for those who don't know, Hugh, where are you at?
I'm up in Maine on the New Hampshire border.
Okay.
And tonight we're supposed to get 5 to 9 inches. Earlier it was like 5 to 18.
That's what she said.
I wish I could get that much.
I almost said someone's name, and I censored myself. I'm so.
We don't name names.
I know.
We don't name names. Our guests can name names.
I'm just glad we were all in agreement that Airbnbs never work out.
Airbnbs don't work out. They're not worth the money. It's not worth the experience. So I get up pretty early to go to work. I don't think I'm going to be up before the plows. So this time I parked facing the street because the plow guy comes around the corner going down the road, and I'm worried he's going to block me in if we get too much snow tonight. So I'm hoping he sees the new vehicle facing out and just like pushes it off to the side. Otherwise, I'm going to have to climb some snow hills tomorrow morning and try to get to work.
That's not happening.
I'll
tell you one. That's so fucked up. I'll tell you one thing. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. So I had my baby sister had one of those portable basketball hoops. You know, you fill the bottom with water, you can roll it and shit. So she put it on the grass.
I don't know what that is. But
the front of it was like right on the curb, so the hoop hung out over the street.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So massive snowstorm. This was. I went home I happened to be home on leave. I actually had to extend my leave.
It's probably not important.
So there was just massive storm. It was like 4 feet of snow in 24 hours. It was obnoxious.
Oh,
snowplow. All it was a fucking town dump truck with a big ass snowplow on the front. Comes and he's literally carving out the street, riding the curb, and hits the fucking basketball hoop with the top of the truck, rips it, and throws it down the street. So me and my father heard this, so we go running out to the truck to try to catch the fucking driver and be like, "What the fuck, dude?" He flat out looked at us and goes, "Since it was hanging over into the street, it's considered town property, and it was in my way. I don't give a fuck."
Oh my God.
So your car is probably going to be buried in fucking snow because those plow drivers.
I'm not on the road. I'm just facing it. So yeah, but you're right. I'm probably going to have to get up earlier and go shovel myself out.
Yeah, pretty much. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But that snowstorm coming up to East Coast, it's been going on since yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's snowing pretty hard right now.
Jeannie, you suck.
Jeannie, how dare you?
Jeannie, look, besides your ban, you've complained about your top was it top fan badge?
Top fan badge.
These are reasons you lose it, Jeannie. Just saying. Punctuality.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get up a lot early. I'm probably have to get up 3:30 and shovel my ass out, which is irritating because now, of course, I just started this new job, and today I did a bunch of stuff at work. What?
How is it?
Oh, I'll tell you in a bit. So I was doing a bunch of stuff, taking documents here and there, and I was asking people. Oh, damn! That 2 feet of snow sounds fucking terrible.
I wonder where she is.
I was asking people hey, what should I expect for tomorrow? How are a lot of people going to be out? Should I expect people to be here? The majority of people were like, you should not have trouble finding parking tomorrow. You should just expect that most people are not coming to work. So I was asking a bunch of people in the shop what they were going to do, and they're like, no, we're staying home. We have our own fucking lots to shovel. So I think tomorrow what I'm going to be doing right in the beginning of the day is shoveling. I think the yard is. I think we have to shovel 20 feet around our foot space for the plows to be able to get it and move it properly. So I think that's what I will be doing tomorrow is shoveling the 20 foot wide perimeter on around the largest building on the shipyard with like 4 other people.
Meg, do you remember, were you in Masawa when it was snow, when there was bad snow?
I left before the snow came.
All right, so the funniest thing I've ever seen, Hugh, and you would appreciate this because it was usually the Seabees or the Air Force's version of that did this. Come out. I don't
have a version of us. They're
Okay, so I don't know what type of forklifts they were, but they looked like they could fucking lift a plane off the ground. They were fucking massive. Okay, they were huge, huge fucking forklifts. So the snow in Masawa, it's like one of the snowiest places on the planet. So if they said there was a snowstorm coming, 99.9% chance that you're getting snow. So they would tell you can't park in these lots because they're going to be overflow lots. If your fucking car was there and the plow would see that your car was there, they would stop. And this is the funniest fucking thing to watch. You'd see the driver call the CBs up, and then you would see the CB chief come out in this huge fucking forklift, lift the fucking car up like 30 feet in the fucking air. The plow would go under it, and then he would put the car down, and then he would drive the fuck off.
That's fantastic!
It was the greatest thing ever.
That's
no
phenomenal.
Shit. He would lift the fucking car up.
I have the opportunity to move your vehicle to a safe spot, but you knew ahead of time, so you get what you get.
Yes.
What's up, Matt?
It was so awesome just because you know how it is when it snows, it's dead quiet. Then you'd hear that plow truck, and then you just hear it like, and it would stop. So you just peek out your fucking barracks window, and you're like, oh, I'm watching this. 10 minutes later, fucking
you start tapping other people. You start tapping other people's workstations. You're like, hey, y'all need to come here. Come here. This is a good one.
Oh, it was fucking great. It was great. And sometimes if he had enough of them getting phone calls, he would call us up, and he'd be like, hey, MA2. He goes, can I get a ticket book? And I'm like, yeah, why? What's up? He goes, I'm just giving everyone tickets. And he's like, I'm just going to make them show up to my office so I could chew them out. It's one of those days. He goes, I got the old school blood flowing through the veins today. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is great. Nothing beats a fucking CB chief, an old crusty CB chief who doesn't want to be where he's at, whose family got sent the fuck home. So now he's totally fucking depressed. And now he's like, oh, I have an opportunity to fucking chew out junior sailors. Oh, this is great. One of them's an airman. Oh, holy shit, this is fantastic. And he would just lose his mind. But yeah, that was like one of the best things I've ever seen. Just watching your little fucking Fiat little piece of shit car get lifted up in the air and the fucking tow truck drivers just fucking go. It was great.
I love that. If you are shoveling your driveway, wait till after it's finished snowing because they'll keep coming by and piling that mound of snow up in front of your driveway.
I don't care about that. I have to go to work.
Do you have to go to work, or are you
do they got a snow
choosing
thrower?
to go to work?
Well, considering I only started 9 days ago, I don't have any leave to take to not go to work.
PTO.
So I'm going.
Fair enough.
And even if I had to leave, I'm too cheap to take it.
Were you
just don't wrap your truck around a pole.
Listen, I live a mile from the base, and they put out like, exercise caution. If you think it's not safe for you to come to work, call your supervisor. Don't risk it if you don't have to. But I only live a mile. Like, I'm not driving that fucking far. But Billy, regarding your story, my brother he rides in a van pool to the yard, and so they go in the gate, and the van pool's like right there as soon as you get in. So like when you go to leave at the end of the day, it's very easy for you to get out. So for a couple weeks, they've been showing up, and these people are parked in the van pool lot that have like single cab pickup trucks. And you're supposed to have a minimum of 4 people in your van pool.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been calling, and they're like, what do you want us to do? And they're like, well, fucking they're not in their spot, and if we weren't in our spot, you'd come ticket us. They're like, well, because of COVID. So then they told the guys that were parking, they're like, hey, you guys know you can't park here. This is van pool parking. And they're like, well, we were told because of COVID. And for a small amount of time, that was the case. They lifted a lot of the parking restrictions on base and said, like, if you can get a spot, get a spot.
Yeah.
So a buddy of my brother's, who's a base security person, came back to work last week. So they called him and said, hey, man, we heard you're back. And he's like, oh, yeah. Like, there's a vehicle parked in the van pool. And he's like, say no more. The guy shows up with all of the boots the base had available and booted like 7 vehicles right in a row.
One of the best
and wrote like 8 to 10 tickets right there on the spot, and then sat there and waited for the guys to get out at the end of the day.
I used to. Oh my God! It's like one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest feelings.
If that wasn't good enough, apparently one of these dudes was a GS-15.
Oh, dude! I was just about to say a story about a Master Chief.
Like, come on, bro! You have designated parking spots for you.
They don't give a fuck.
Are you really fighting first? Are you really that hard up for a fucking parking spot? You parked in van. That's as bad as parking in a handicap spot. Like, they're the only spots designated for anybody on bases, right, are van pool, handicap, and senior enlisted or 06 and above.
Yep.
Like,
and pregnant people.
They're disabled.
Okay. Okay, handicap. All right.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we did that. We did that.
They waddle.
We did that at Mayport when the Kennedy was still a carrier. You had the Kennedy Pier. I don't know what it's called now, but that was all. That was all reserved parking for them. So we had this is back when there were decals and you had to sign your agreements or whatever, and specifically for that base it says you will not park in these areas unless you have a designated parking identifier. So this Master Chief went on vacation and thought he was just going to leave his fucking SUV in this parking lot because the Kennedy was gone, but he didn't realize that as he was in the middle of his vacation they were coming back, so his car's just sitting in the middle of this fucking lot. So we went on there and we put a boot on it. So I happen to be chief of the guard, and I get called up from dispatch, said, go meet this Master Chief over at his vehicle. I knew exactly what it was after the dispatch explained it to me. So I pulled up on my fucking computer his fucking shit he signed. So he's like chewing me, get this fucking boot off my fucking car immediately. I was like, can't do that. So you go up to the security building and you have to sign some paperwork. Blah, blah. I ain't signing shit. So I pulled the laptop out and I set it on the hood of the car. And I said, well, Master Chief, is that your name? He said, yeah, why? I said, is that your signature? He said, yeah, why? I said, well, according to what you signed, you're going to have to go the fuck up to the security building and go sign the fucking paperwork to get the boot off your car because you broke the rules.
I remember.
Awesome.
Did you put the boot on my car? I was like, yeah.
I remember when they had those fucking decals. They were a pain in the dick.
They were the best thing for security forces, though, because it made our job so fucking easy because I could just look at it, go on the computer. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. I dealt with him last week. Hey, Mike, you got an extra tow truck? Yeah, bring it to the yard on the other end of Jacksonville.
So Billy, you'll appreciate this. When I was living in Washington State, my dad retired out of there, so he had an E7 sticker on his truck. And one week when I was going to work on the yard, my truck was in the shop, and I asked him if I could drive his, and he said sure.
Oh shit!
So at Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, there are E7 and above parking only lots. So now
a whole lot for that.
I didn't know ahead of time that these lots existed. I just took a different path to the area I normally park anyways and saw this thing that said E7 and above parking only. And I thought, oh shit, yeah. So I park his truck in the E7 and above lot. And I come back at the end of the day, and I wasn't booted because it was the first time that he had got an infraction, but they left me like a ticket or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So I went to the security office the next day called my super. I said, hey, I'm going to be late tomorrow. I got to go to the security office. So I go to the security office the next day and I said, hey, I would like this erased from the record, please. And they were like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, can somebody explain to me why I got this ticket? And they're like, are you an E7? No, actually, I'm only an E5. And they're like, well, we saw you park in the lot. And I'm like, okay, what's that got to do with the price of onions? Guy's
What's
like,
that dick? Such a dick.
He's like, the guy's like, well, you're not an E7. I'm like, it doesn't say I have to be an E7. I'm pretty sure the vehicle just has to be tagged as an E7.
Yep.
I was like, I'd be willing to sit here and let you pull the paperwork up and show me that the driver had to be an E7. But I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be able to do that. And I don't know if this was Navy-wide. I don't know if this is just Puget Sound, but it did not say anywhere in there that the driver had to be an E7. It just said that the vehicle needed to be registered to an E7.
Identifier. That's all you need is a decal identifier.
So the guy was like, well, that's a technicality. And I was like, you're right, but I didn't write it. So
that's right. Your instruction is fucked up. Like,
yeah. Listen, guys, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but you get paid a pretty decent amount of money not to be this dumb. Like, you should have seen this as an oversight. It's like Puget Sound and Norfolk. These motherfuckers all go to retire, which means their kids all live right there with them. Did you never think that some chief or admiral or captain's son or daughter would be driving their vehicle on base? Did this just?
Yeah, we had a two-star. Two-star.
The guy was like, well, obviously we never thought of that. I was like, you guys know that your job is law enforcement, right? Like, you're supposed to think of this stuff. I don't care if there were 11 instructions I would go through to find it. Like, this one came back to bite you guys. So just a heads up. I'm going to need this taken care of, and I will be parking in that lot tomorrow.
See you then.
What's that?
See you then.
Yeah. I'll be right there. I'll even bring you bitches a donut.
We had this really funny teenage kid. His dad was the two-star on the base at Groton. So his dad was the head honcho. And he would pull up to the gate, right? And we'd scan his ID. We'd be like, have a good day. And he'd sit there like this and go, to the decals, he'd go. And he would sit there and look at us. And we would salute him. He would salute. No, the kid was cool. Like, it was a joke. Like, he was really cool about it. So we would salute him. And he'd be like, feel better, don't you? Feel better. And he'd like, drive away. And I'm like, the kid's like 17, 18 years old. So I'm like, you got to fucking give it to him. Because he would sit there with his arms crossed.
Yeah.
And he would point at the windshield and be like, yeah, why don't you look down there and look at them 2 stars there, buddy? Because I ain't moving.
The only way that could have been better is if you saluted him and he just sat there like, always remember how I made you do that.
No, he was a cool kid. It was funny. He was like, you feel better, don't you? You feel better.
Yeah. Meg, what about you? Do you ever have any problems parking on base or any fun run-ins with security? Please, nothing illegal. You have a security clearance again?
There's one time when I was straight from the base from the club.
No, that's in Pensacola that I did that. No, there was.
I got in trouble. Meg, really quick. If anybody is watching tonight and thinks that we're going to get to serious issues, we're not. If you're waiting on something important to happen where we discuss them. Thing that we're here to discuss. This is a relaxing episode. This is a wind down episode.
We call this our booze and bullshit episode.
Yeah. So if you're waiting for that, go to bed. We'll see you next week.
Go to bed.
That's a replay in the moment. Napping.
Right, I'm sorry. You were talking about a prostitution ring you were part of.
I was never stationed in Norfolk. Anyways.
Well played, Meg. Too fucking Shay. That was great. Meg, you just made me so proud.
That was good. One on the board from Meg.
One for me. So I sold, I don't know if you remember, I had a purple Scion at one point in time.
I do.
I'm glad you remember it. It was a piece of shit. Anyways, I sold it in Jacksonville. And 2 years after I sold it, I got a notification from my command, and they were like, hey, just so you know, you cannot drive or park on Norfolk base. I was like, I've never even driven on that base. Like, why can't I drive on the base? And they're like, well, you have a car parked illegally on the base right now, and it's not registered, and you need to fix this. And I was like, my car's outside. I was like, what do you mean? I've never even been to that base before other than being flown in on an airplane, like, for my ship. And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, you have a Scion TC. And I was like, no, I don't. I sold that vehicle like 2 years ago. Somebody bought my car, never took the decals off of it, and never took my license plate off of it after I sold it, and went to the base and was just using it like that. And I was like it was still my car. So I had to go and get all my paperwork showing like I sold the car, like when I sold it, the dates and everything. But I almost wasn't allowed on Norfolk base because of this incident. And
what year was that?
2016, 17.
Jeez.
I don't know. It was some piece of shit airman that bought the car from me.
It happens. Believe it or not, that happens all the time. It's such bullshit.
Yeah, it was the strangest thing ever. It was like, and it was, I think the only time I had been on that base, that I had been driven around on that base, was when I was with you on the base and we were driving around going all over the fucking place. So I was like, I've only been here once and I didn't
we were not
drive.
going, hold on. For security reasons, we were not going all over the place. We both had access to that location. I just picked her up from the boat, went to dinner out in town, brought her back. I'm gonna be abundantly clear about that.
I like how you made it.
Oh, you! I love. That you're still the only one that's actually serving currently, and you have to give these random.
I know. I have to put these fucking things out here because Meg runs her cocksucker, and I got to be like, excuse me.
We did nothing illegal. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a good E7, E6.
Yeah. I did not lie
I like how
to the interviewer.
And you're like, let me explain. I didn't want to have to go into
driving all over the place. They're driving all over the place.
Off base. Yes, I didn't realize that at the time, Matt. How old was I? I think I was like 23 or 24. And
so what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, Matt just wrote a comment, just for anyone that's not watching that's going to catch this later, but Matt just wrote a comment, said, always take your plates, referring to Meg.
Yeah.
I did not know. Is that for private sales only?
No, you should always take, well, like here in North Carolina, you have to take, if I turn my vehicle in, like say I trade it in, it's better if you take your old plate and bring it back to the DMV yourself than have the dealership do it in case someone fucks it up, because you're still going to be paying taxes because they're going to think you still have that vehicle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's better.
Not know that.
Yeah. So it's always better to take your old plates off the car. Especially if you're doing like a private sale and you have title in hand, just have them sign it, take all the plates, take any identifiers that you have off the car. And then take those old plates, unless you're going to put them on the new vehicle that you have. If like I traded in, remember my Jeep Liberty when the transmission shit the bed?
Yeah,
then
the
I
Jeep.
got Yep. So when I traded that in, I bought the Altima, and they're like, "Do you want to transfer your plate?" I'm like, "No, just fucking get me new plates," because they were right. Like I just didn't want to deal. Just who gives a fuck. And then I took my old plate and went to the DMV. And turned it in, and she was actually like, "Thank you for doing this. Most people don't do this." And I was like, "Well, yeah, because you'll still charge me taxes." She goes, "Yeah, those are most of my phone calls. People bitching that they don't have that vehicle anymore." Well, do you still have the license plate, you idiot? So always take your plates.
Good to know.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely didn't do that, and I traded it in at a delership.
For all you young sailors or service members watching, always take your plates. What do you look? First off. So Hugh, I
was looking for. I think there's a switch over here somewhere. I didn't want to forget tonight. I'm supposed to talk up the bar.
Hello, Matthew.
There's one.
So
yeah,
for those that aren't watching, Hugh is now systematically in his fourth background location since we've started this podcast. It was first his home in Norfolk, which was as he likes to call it, ghetto adjacent. And then Port Waimi, the fucking Port Waimi fucking balcony view that pissed me off for 2 months. Yeah, the fucking Vanna White view that you would do.
I was in my camper for a little bit, which I'll probably be back once or twice in the next few weeks. That
Karma Sea Rat, a.k.a. the fucking seagull, almost fucking took you out that one day, which made me feel good.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It came right for me, man. I'm not going to lie.
And then
tonight.
Well, then you're in the hobo trailer. The hobo trailer was last week.
Tonight, I'm in the bar. So my brother's dad, Kurt, built this bar. It is tugboat themed and shaped, BT dubs. It comes to a point up here. It has the rubber. This up here says the 771. It's one of the yards tugboats up here at Portsmouth Naval Shipyard. The whole bar, actually, I can spin this fucking camera around. I think the whole bar is basically Kurt's career.
Sweet shit.
Yeah. So
that's
like,
cool.
when you actively retire, you're supposed to decorate your house in a bunch of forlornness.
Forlornness.
Yeah. So this is, the YTB 771, and he's got a bunch of paraphernalia and Navy stuff and Chief stuff. Kurt was in the Navy for a decent length of time, actually 24 years, I believe.
Yeah, it's a pretty 25. Good amount of time.
And the majority of his time, he was on tugboats.
Yes. You should get him this bourbon I'm drinking.
What is he drinking now? Oh, he's drinking Jack Daniels and Coors Light. Before you make fun of the Coors Light, he used to only drink PBR because it was the only beer with a blue ribbon on it.
You should get him this.
What is it?
No, he won't like it.
Super Chief.
Oh, Super Chief? He might like that. He actually might. He might put that up here and put it on display because it says Chief on it. But yeah, he was very gracious to let me use the bar instead of being out there in the hobo trailer. By the way, Richard made a comment last week that my flag looked like it had ran through the ringer. That is Kurt's flag that he normally flies outside of his house, but because of the weather, they had it down. So suck it, Richard.
So we got Matthew Brissett he got 2 comments here. So I asked him a question in between the comments. So he wrote this. He wrote, had a guy when I was at Fort Bliss who was Hispanic in both facial features and name too. Too drunk to find the gate one night and got caught climbing over the fence on post. Oh, so I asked him, well, Matthew, what happened next? As far as I know, tackled by the MPs, paid whatever fines, and one hell of an ass chewing the following day. One of those gals. He wasn't my soldier. So yeah, you shouldn't.
Don't climb the fence.
Oh my God, that happens. So it happens all the time. We had a kid.
When I was on my first deployment. Yes. When I was on my first deployment in Gulfport, they have a back gate, giggity, and it used to be open a lot more, giggity. But
my God,
it went down to the beach, so it was perfect because you could go out the back gate, get to like 2 casinos, like it was nothing. Otherwise, you have to drive. It takes like 10 minutes to drive around, which doesn't seem like a long time, but talking like a minute and a half as opposed to 10 minutes. Yeah. So, and you could walk. If you walked, it was like a 10-minute walk. So we always walked because we were young and cheap and dumb and poor.
Like the hookers you bought.
Sure. So we get down there and then you come back to the base. So one guy didn't have his ID card in the gate. He didn't have his ID card, and he told the gate guard, and they were like, well, we can't let you in. Instead of taking out his cell phone and calling his leadership, who would have just went and got his ID card and brought it to the gate, he thinks it's a genius idea to only walk about 100 feet in a general thisward direction.
In a general thisward direction.
And try to climb the gate or climb the fence.
Oh God!
And just to try to paint a word picture, if you looked to the direction that the sailor walked, you could see about 900 feet before there was a bend in the road. So he only walked about 100 feet, climbed up there, rolled around in the barbed wire for a little bit.
Oh my God!
And then just dropped on the ground. And the MPs, they didn't even run. Somebody was watching this from the office building. He's like, I just watched them walk over there like a casual stroll.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, Usually when they're too drunk, it's just
like, we were not. They're like, we were not worried at all. This is not a security risk.
The
Oh
best.
my God.
When I was in Groton, we had perimeter road. So it's, as one of the MAs, any base does this. You go in the remote areas of the base, you drive around the fence line to make sure there's no cuts in the fence or whatever, or people are, climbing the fence. So I'm out there on perimeter road and it's butted up right against the woods. And all of a sudden I hear this grunting, because you have to, when you go do those patrols, you have the window cracked down. So
kind of grunting.
Well, it was a bear, Hugh. It was a fucking bear. That
you're not supposed to call them bears. You're supposed to call them Wookiees.
Yeah, well, she was a big woman.
Oh, it's a she.
Yeah.
No, we had a fucking.
Because bears are also a reference to gay men.
Meg, have you never heard the term Wookiee?
I've heard it before, but I'm thinking bear is in like gay man.
Fair enough. A Wookiee is a hairy military female who doesn't shave.
So like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You're a Wookiee. Well, no, an actual bear. It climbed the tree that was outside the gate and then fell. And then hit the fucking fence, collapsed the fence in, and was stuck in the triple strand Constantine wire, the barbed wire on the top of the fence, and it's making these awful grunting noises. So I call up to dispatch.
Oh my God.
I'm like, hey, dispatch, everyone, Rubino, we got a breach in the fence. There's a bear stuck in the barbed wire. Dispatch, no shit, goes, please go to private channel. So I fucking click over to private channel. I was like, hey, what's up? This is Rubino. Stop putting that bullshit over the fucking mic. What the fuck?
Fucking bear, bro.
I was like, okay, hold on. You want pictures? Do I just, when I start shooting the motherfucker as it's running towards the truck?
Oh, did they think you were referring to a woman?
They just thought I was fucking with them. So yeah, we had to call out like the game warden and shit. But yeah, we had a bear that actually like fell out of a tree and collapsed like 6 sections of the fucking fence out.
Man, security is a weird thing at some of these bases, because I remember in Jacksonville, a car. Staff Sergeant
Jeannie,
Wookie.
they're always referring to me. Anytime they're shitting on someone.
Jacksonville had a car like crash into the perimeter gate out where they run like the PRT.
Yes.
And they didn't even like close it up. They just put like caution tape and a cone. For like,
it's because we don't have a budget. We don't have any.
They're like, it's secured.
So I only saw it because I was going to drill. I pulled up to the gate. I was like, "You guys know you got a hole back there." He's like, "You haven't been here in at least a month, have you?" Like, oh. You should only be moderately concerned, but whatever.
No, it was funny to watch the transition from like 9/11, the heightened security. Like if you heard any little noise on base that wasn't normal, it was like, get the fucking SWAT team, have them respond to every possible location, and then it's shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
and then now it just, feels like
there's a bunch of illegal.
Now it feels like everything is calmed down.
Yeah, there's a bunch of legal immigrants that cut a hole in the fence and they're climbing on the base. We'll put a cone in front of it. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, like we're HP Con Charlie. We're HP Con Charlie for the flu heavy. And when we're talking about like base security, it's just kind of like,
No, it really is.
It's funny, and part of me is like wondering, like, if you're standing gate guard duty, right, and somebody's like, somebody broke onto the base, well, they got to come through here anyways, so.
I mean, it's shitty. It's like, what it is when you do any type of
first grab a drink, keep talking.
First responder like that, it sucks because there's just as many legitimate as non-legitimate calls that come in like that. So it's like you almost, when you're trying to filter through them, you're always taught to, respond to every incident as if it's your first time responding, to make sure that you're aware and all that stuff. But it gets so.
That's how you end up shooting an officer's wife in the barracks.
No, not Jesus Christ. But no.
Oh my God.
That was so morbid. Fucking Christmas.
More like his daughter.
But no, it's just hard to respond. You're like, okay, do I go there fucking, balls to the wall? No, whatever.
Hey, after my officer's wife comment, that seems like a poor choice of words, huh?
Yeah, that's why I fucking caught myself after. Or do you just respond like, oh, it's just another one of these? So it's hard because you do get people that fuck with you, especially outside entities. Like people civilians that have no military affiliation will make fucking phone calls or send faxes or shit to the base. And you're like, why? You know, there's a lot. When I was at MA, there was a lot that the general population, meaning the service members, didn't see because they were either on the boat, on the ship, in their shop, whatever, that we dealt with. That was just both like protests, stupid. And I'm not talking about these big fucking blown out protests that are all over the news. Like where you have these organizations that like will send 10 people and they'll stand in front of the main gate and block fucking traffic for an hour. And there's nothing you can fucking do.
Yeah.
Except for call the local. You call the local police. So there's what it is there's just so much shit that goes on that the other service members don't see. You know what I mean? Because everyone's working. So it's like we have to filter through all that bullshit all fucking day long. And it's tiring. It's fucking tiring. It's babysitting. You know what they say? It's glorified babysitting. That's what it is.
You know what they say, Billy? Choose your rate, choose your fate.
Dude.
There it is.
I loved being stateside. Oh, I hate it.
Honestly.
I love making fun of you for being an MA.
That hurt. That hurt me to say because you know that I fucking hate cliches. But
I heard you.
For those of you watching or listening, if you've seen our post on Facebook, I went to the 207 Tavern and it just said soup sandwich on it. And as soon as I fucking saw it, I was like, that cocksucker was an E7. They love those kinds of cliches, you know?
I was dying laughing.
I could almost guarantee, like, and you know, maybe I've just had like really bad experiences. Maybe I just have not been fortunate enough with the leadership that I have been graced to be surrounded by. But part of me thinks that like when they make E7,
personality.
Shut up, you. They're just like, please give me your recruit handbook and accept your book of cliche phrases to use as leadership training tools.
I always like the one phrase, Pretty much. You never assume anything because you make an ass of you and me. That's my favorite phrase.
Which I learned in elementary school, by the way.
Real quick before...
You said ass then?
Well, my mom did.
Real quick, I just want to put a little... for the people that are watching or listening right now, do us a favor and go to Apple and Spotify and look up our podcast. And if you could 5-star it and write a review for us. We're trying to blow up
hold on.
Apple and Spotify.
Billy wants you to 5-star it because he's the professional amongst the two of us. I'm totally down if you write hilarious, shitty ratings and 1-star it. I'm honestly okay with it.
Please don't fucking do that. Hugh's a fucking idiot, has no clue what he's talking about right now. Sorry, Hugh. Don't fucking 1-star anything. That's not good.
He's not sorry.
For us whatsoever. That's horrible advice. That's horrible.
Yeah, Hugh, you stupid fuck.
That is really the worst thing you could have said.
Don't you look at me like that.
But yeah.
It's on your hat, by the way.
Oh, so I didn't have anything to wear. And by that, I mean, I didn't want to go out to my trailer where it's snowing. So I grabbed Brittany's hat. Brittany, who came on the show a couple times, owns the Rusty Razor Barbershop. And this is one of their logo characters for their male line of clothing.
Oh. Also, Jeannie's right.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I'm not going to sit here and tell them they're wrong about my being right. Billy's 100% right, and I've said it before. If I've said it before, I've said it a million times. I'm here to drink and talk. Billy's a professional.
So the moment I entered the green room, the two of them are sitting there, and they're like, "What is a word that is
fuck you, Meg?
Described?"
Shut the fuck up, Meg.
They're like, this area is right above a horizon.
No, what is right above the horizon? What is above the horizon? 3-letter word.
Shut the fuck up, Meg.
They didn't know what it was, and as soon as they asked me, I'm like, the sky. The sky, guys.
No, that's not.
It's above the horizon.
Yeah.
God,
100%.
It's the sky.
I gotta own this. Don't I?
How about the equator?
That's what I thought too.
How the fuck am I the smart one in this group? How the fuck am I the intelligent one?
You're allowed one, Meg. That's your one.
Yeah.
I'm only
just
here
one.
to be cute.
That's your. When are you gonna start?
Listen, you guys were giving me compliments earlier today. Don't even deny that. You said I looked young.
You do look young, but not like in a I would buy you a drink young in the kind of way like Meg. When people hit on you and think that you're young, it's because you look young. Meg's over here like treating like. All right, so Meg, you got hit on while you were down in Florida, right? And then instead of taking the compliment in which the person said you look 21, you just assumed they were being derogatory and trying to get into your pants. So you swore at them prolifically, which I am okay with. But you did it because you thought that they were being rude and negative instead of just being like, maybe I do look fucking 21. Maybe when I put on makeup and do my hair, excuse me, I'm not done talking about the manner in which you go out with your friends, and put on your slutty dress with your tits all out and your like ass cleft at the almost bottom end of your cocktail dress. Maybe you don't look 38, Meg.
It's bad that you know exactly what I was wearing.
38?
There's no picture.
Billy, you know. Maybe, Meg, when you leave to go out and get drinks, you look like a 21-year-old.
You're such a dick, Billy. You know.
I know, right? Meg, there are people that you know and serve with who are 21 and look 38. Okay? You should be ecstatic. You should be ecstatic. People are still trying to come up and buy you drinks and take you to bed, even if they would only last 2 pumps. Who cares? Take the compliment.
2 pumps and a grind.
I knew that he was trying to hit on me and that he was like trying to weasel his way, and I just really did not care because I was not interested.
You know what?
And I'm not interested.
At the very least,
Did he offer you
a drink?
Did he offer me a drink?
Buy you a drink. At least let him buy you a drink. It's the economical thing to do. It's the last time responsible thing to do.
Yes, but that's how you get drunk.
What? Wait, what the fuck? Ask her about her butthole movie. That wasn't cute.
I hope she meant move, right? Not movie. You have a butthole movie?
No, it's not mine. It's not mine.
What?
If my dad is listening, he's going to murder me. No, so there is a movie called Skin, and Jeannie likes watching weird shows. Like, she likes watching horror and just other odd, like, psychological movies. And I'm thinking, like, oh, this looks like a horror movie, and it looks like it's right up her alley. It's called Skin, and I didn't know anything about it. I just saw an ad for it and was like, I'm going to suggest it to Jeannie. So I was like, Jeannie, I just saw this weird movie called Skin. I'm pretty sure it's like a B-rated shit movie. Guys, the main character in it literally has a butthole for a mouth, and her mouth is on her butthole. And they like show it, and we didn't even watch the movie. It was so uncomfortable. We just like fast forwarded through the whole thing, but like this guy gets a crush on her and kisses her mouth that is a butthole, and you see the hairs move. It was really bad. So that's the movie. You guys asked about it.
Meg?
Yes, Dad.
Your response could have been, I can't talk about this on the fucking podcast. It's horrible.
It could have been, I'm trying to uphold a certain level of reputation and professionalism. It could have been, no.
Yes.
My bosses might watch this.
What the fuck? Yes.
My bosses might watch this. It could have been, we'll save this for like an after hours thing that we might do later. We could have recorded some other. Listen, next time, let the young man buy you a drink. It's the fiscally responsible thing to do. And maybe.
I feel dirty. I feel like I have to
tell about this movie.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Don't say butt. Don't say butt anymore. You're not allowed to use that word.
Okay. Ass, this is the
Although there is a woman who works at the shipyard whose last name is Butt, and it's spelled with 2 T's.
I don't like accepting drinks from people because I don't know if those drinks have drugs in them. and I don't want to be drugged.
Go to the bar with them and order the drink yourself. I have
still seen people get drugged this way. Like,
then they're not. Well, I don't want to say they're not paying attention because then it's going to really sound like I'm mansplaining how not to get raped, and I'm not trying to do that.
Yes, because I literally watched a drink be. I personally watched a drink be made, and then that person got drugged.
You go to a bar and you order your drink. They bring the glass up, they pour the drink, they hand it to you. As long as you're watching it, in theory, nothing should be happening. But I know that that's not the case. So,
yeah, and especially. I don't know.
GD, please do not put me in any of your lectures.
I don't think you had to give her that disclaimer. Like, I don't think that was a thing.
I think she's going to do it. I think she's going to be like, listen, you want to know how bad rape is right now? Let me tell you what the Navy thinks about it. I know this guy. I'm like, fuck, there it is.
It's not gay when you're underway.
Yeah, it might not come back to get me soon.
Queer on the pier.
Later.
So, do you guys ever watch those like Instagram pages that's like
Attorney
that
Andrews?
They do the TikToks and everything?
No, know I don't.
Tiki-talkie? You have tiki-talkie?
Yeah, it's the Instagrams they post like the TikToks. There's like
I'm seeing that shit now.
Yeah, I don't want to say their name because I'm not promoting them, but so they post all those. I love my guilty pleasure. I love watching gay sailors do the transition from them in uniform to them in their drag queen outfits. And I don't know why, but I'm just like, get it, girl. Like, you go queen.
Oh my God. I mean, good for them, whatever. It's a different, it's a different military now. I mean, good for them, but fucking Meg. Like, just.
I said it's my guilty pleasure.
Oh, my arm started hurting doing that.
No, my thing is, I don't watch anything on. The only thing I watch on Instagram is the fuck is it called? Oh, it's not
Babies
the
being
worst
pushed
mom.
Over?
No, not the worst mom. That woman is hilarious. I do find her to be fucking.
They
hilarious.
are. They really are.
Yeah.
But what I do is on Facebook, I find a fucking cooking video where they tell me like what ingredient and how much, and they go through the whole process. I will click that video, and it will be 2 a.m. And for whatever reason, I'm like 45 minutes deep into Nick Cannon's Wild and Out highlights.
Right. Yes. God, yes. I don't know how many times I've watched. And you know what the fucked up part is? You'll watch the same ones that you've watched before over.
Yes. I've never watched that show before. Like, I've never thought it was enjoyable. I've never sat down.
Done the same thing.
But when they give the highlights to me, I'm fucking dying, man. The number of times they made jokes about how Mariah Carey saved his career, and he's just out there like taking it. I'm like, he gets to bang Mariah Carey. It's like, good for him.
Have you seen the one? Have you seen the one with Kevin Hart where he was on there and he's making fun of Nick Cannon and he's ripping about Mariah? He was like, this Nick Cannon said something to him. He's like, I don't know. Why don't you go ask Mariah?
That's me when on the internet. I'll start with the cooking videos and then I'll get like a couple of like 5-minute craft that and then I'm like in the comments like, use a fucking hammer. But then eventually Nick Cannon's Wild and Out highlights come down and I'm like, whoa, hello 2 a.m.
So Jeannie said,
I know about this.
Also,
I know about it. Let me talk about it.
Okay, can I fucking read it first there, Turbo? Why don't you fucking slow down there?
Calm down there, Johnny E3.
So Jeannie wrote, also, not so shameless plug, head to Facebook Military Chive Nation to see how to support a veteran in need. We're making miracles happen. Meg, what are they doing over there?
So it's called Vets for a Pause. I think that's the whole title of it. I'm sorry. Pause for a Vet. There we go. So they are raising money for this guy, this veteran, to get a service dog trained for him. And I think I looked at it. They have raised $1,750, and it's till the end of the month. And on the weekends, yes. On the weekends, they do. If you actually join the group, they do like an after dark page. And I always look at it because I'm like,
what the fuck is that?
So you can post scantily clad photos.
Oh,
are we gonna be 100% clear.
I got a scantily clad photo. I'm going to show you guys.
There's no nudity. I just want to be clear, Billy. There's no nudity.
I said scantily clad.
Yeah, but it's an important distinction because there's a difference between you can post scantily clad
nudity on here,
and you cannot show nudity. I just want to be. You have to have a clear line.
Especially buttholes.
Meg, you say the fucking word butthole one more time. I swear to God, I'm going to drive to Jersey and beat you.
Billy.
Fucking disgusting.
Billy, Jeannie's future spouse, Kaylin, turned, I don't know, what I imagine is 30. And she said, really? Way to rob that cradle, Jeannie. She got on Facebook and was like, it's Kaylin's birthday, send butthole pics.
No, I know.
So somebody went to Google and got an image that had like the Getty stamp across it and posted it. And it got Jeannie banned from Facebook. So she had to go make a fake account. But Kaylin, that guy, Troll King, he was telling people that's not her. It's not really her. That's a troll. The second account that Jeannie made to continue to monitor her shit. So she was trying to add these people to do stuff. And Kaylin was over there like, nah, man, that's not her. Don't do that. It's a troll.
Yeah. So that's why the inside joke is about the booty.
Mankini time? Okay. So
I'd pay good money to see Billy in a mankini.
Well, this was close, Meg. Hold on. I'm going to put a picture up here real fast.
Do you have a picture of you in a mankini?
Really quick.
John Mayer?
Yeah, hold on. I got one. This shit's tight, bro.
Yeah, I'll bet.
It's packed in there. So this is Meg when we're at Maker's Craft Brewery. All right,
that's me.
I'm gonna do this to myself. So that's Meg.
Hold on, this was at the hiring event, right?
This is the hiring event.
This was Halloween.
Oh, this is when we were all just hanging out. This was no.
We were on DV radio.
Yeah, we were all just hanging out. This was the weekend we just showed up at your house, Hugh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I kicked your door in.
So here's Meg, in her Maker's, what do you call it? Is that a crop top hoodie? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, crop top hoodie. So fucking Meg, being Meg, who I love like a sister, goes, Billy, I want to see if this will fit you. I'm like, Meg, that's not even funny. It's not going to fucking fit me. She goes, please just put it on.
I wear a size small, by the way.
Women's small.
Barely.
So here's me.
If you're listening and not watching, you're going to have to go to the 57-minute and 50-second mark on the Facebook to see this because it is quite humorous. Look at the nips, bro.
I know. It was cold in there, dude.
Look at
that shit.
Yeah. 11 out of 10 would smash.
Yes. The old guy in the background was like, I got to go to the bathroom and jerk off now.
I'm telling you what the funny part is, and they will contest to this. I could not pull that fucking thing any further down. And then I'm like, when Meg, when you were like, Billy, just put it on. I'm like, I'm going to destroy this fucking hoodie. Like, I'm going to just.
It's okay.
If you had the arm forward, you would have ripped the back of it.
Oh, I know. You see, I was so uncomfortable. I was like, if I did this, it would have just ripped the fuck apart.
Yeah.
So,
Megan just bought it too.
Massive. You understand? To get a body like this, that is a lot of beer and burgers and just fucking.
A lot of care and attention.
Yeah, that's what it is. If you can,
that's what it is.
If you can fucking sit down and drink a pony keg of beer and eat a fucking sack of White Castle burgers in 20 minutes, just saying, you can look like this.
Billy also might buy you a ring too.
Yeah, probably. No shame. But yeah, that was funny as shit. It was just
you could be like me and eat tacos equal to what Billy was eating and then throw everything up later and get incredibly sick and pass out.
Yes, Jeannie, we do call that self-love. Thank you. See, we have good listeners. They understand.
We have people who support us for who we are. They don't shame us.
They support me squeeze it into a woman's small fucking crop top hoodie.
Until the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Miss Bass, calls Sergeant Hack and is like, "Who's that piece of shit sailor you're talking about? We need to have a talk with his leader."
Wait, is it bass or is it bass?
Oh God, Meg,
It's bass, and I don't think that you're allowed to say that anymore. I'm pretty sure that issue has been qualmed.
Yeah, I'm retired. I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, I'm out.
All right, well, let's wrap this bitch up because I gotta go shovel my.
You gotta
what did she say? Put that back up there.
Jeannie said, "Oh
Fully
no."
ashamed of you, Hugh.
Yep.
Just so you know, Jeannie, that does not go away.
So real quick, some plugs before we wrap this up. One, Meg, thank you so much for fucking joining us. You got a guest lined up for your show this month, so that's the third Thursday. What day is that, Meg? I should already fucking notice. I'm sorry, Meg.
It's the third Thursday.
I don't have my calendar near me.
The 18th.
So the 18th, you got a guest. You got a guest on the 18th for the Ladies Take Over Liberty Risk. So make sure to catch Meg on there on that day. You're gonna be joining us at least once a month from now on. You know, for our brew and bullshit. I like that. I think that's gonna stick. Brew and bullshit. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Fucking.
And I like that because I have no friends.
Hugh rocking the hat with a little.
It's a cool little character, right?
Little flat bill to the side. I've just never seen you rock a baseball hat to the side a little bit like that. I'm kind of digging it.
Well, you know, listen, I'm definitely not a 10.
That's for sure.
But I also don't care. I don't care what people think.
So, he's trying to be cool for once.
There's an animal in my garage. It popped its head in the doggy door. I might have a new pet. Cross your fingers for me. That's a raccoon. Go get glasses.
I'll be there in 2 weeks. So.
Oh, yeah. Pet. We should have you two lesbots on.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, actually, I've already asked Jeannie to be my guest for my show on the 18th. So she will be with me as well as, I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Kathleen.
I think it's Kristen.
No, it's not.
Kristen. No, it's Caitlin Martin.
Caitlin.
You know what? It started with a K. Thank you.
We were all right.
Yeah, hopefully she's not watching this feeling like you definitely don't care about her.
Well,
I feel like she's probably forgotten about me.
But yeah, so we're gonna be streaming for you gamers on Twitch here
gamers.
Next. Explain to me why you were choking just then.
Yeah, bitch, you play Minecraft, you fucking loser.
Yeah, like on a private.
Okay, there's an inside joke.
Very specific people.
Gamers that it reminded me of. So, what's up, gamers?
Anyway, we'll be on Twitch starting next week. And also, don't forget to check us out on Apple and Spotify. Like I said, don't fucking listen to Hugh. 5-star the shit out of that thing for us. Leave an awesome review.
Yeah, and go trade in GameStop.
That's true. But also check out our website at libertyriskpodcast.com. We'll have everything up there, all our social media sites and past episodes. And we'll be back next Monday, same time, 7:30.
If you don't follow Instagram, go follow it. Instagram and Facebook, YouTube. If you aren't following them, go follow it. I post some fire memes all the time.
You've actually, I'm going to say, Meg, your meme game has stepped up. I've been pretty.
I like the really dark, dank ones.
I've been trying to send some through our chat too. I found some pretty decent ones, but you can always filter them out. They're not always the greatest. That's why I don't do it.
They're dad jokes sometimes, and I'm like, oh, Billy.
Look,
I love a good dad joke.
Yeah, come on, dad jokes are good. We got a wide range audience here. We got to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, we have Jeannie and all her personalities.
Yeah. But no, thank you, Meg, for joining us this week. And Hugh, stay classy in your fucking tugboat bar while you're chugging down the little Jamaican beer. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next Monday at 7:30. Have a good night, everyone.
Goodbye.